Okay, here's one picture of like bricks, that's it.
Do I have any color photos?
The pool, you sent me some pictures for the pool. Do you have some?
Must have been on my club. I don't want to. I always ask for.
This is a good question.
Well, the one contractor is on from the first one, Beach Hill for the pool.
This is a question. John. I want to put a sticky brick on this front, and can we make it do the rest of the house? You know, they're doing the sticky brick on the base brick in the front. Well, the rest of the foundation around this is red. And they got this green siding.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know, almost telling you paint the brick white. Again, it's the side of the back of the house. Can you tell them to do that?
Oh, yeah. Hi, John.
Hello, everybody.
We miss you.
It's nice to be missed. Won't be long, you'll be seeing me in the flesh.
Better enjoy this last weekend.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this weather so far, I'll tell you that much.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good,
Hey there, Will.
yourselves?
Good. So tell me you got your shot and everything. I get mine Monday.
That's my second Tuesday.
Did you? Put you down, so I put my wife down for a day.
Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Steve?
Hey, John, doing great, thanks. How are you?
Good, I'm doing fine.
Good.
We went to your favorite island. I just got back last week.
You went to Aruba?
We did.
All right.
It wasn't easy. There's a whole lot of testing and paperwork and all kinds of gyrations you got to go through to get in and to get out.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It was worth it though.
Yes. I started looking at airfare myself for October.
There you go. All right. Yeah, you got the Renaissance place?
Yes.
There you go. That'd be
Were the-
awesome.
Were the typical restaurants open?
Some were closed.
Yeah.
Some of the famous ones were closed, like that the Chalet Swiss was closed until the Monday after we left. We tried to go there and they were like, no, we're not reopening yet. But by October, everything will be open.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Madame Jeanette's?
Yeah, a long time ago we went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if which which ones that we didn't try to go to. We stayed around Eagle Beach area.
Yeah. Have you been to Ricardo's?
Have been there, yeah, that was open.
Yeah, that was a pretty good time when I went there.
Yeah.
Well, good. I think, well, I'm scheduled for my shot tomorrow, so I'm optimistic that we're going to get this
Yeah.
thing behind us.
Yeah, we are too. My wife and I are going tomorrow for our first shot.
I had my second one on Tuesday.
Did you? How'd you do on your second one?
Not too bad. In the afternoon, I had some like flu-like symptoms,
Yeah, aches and pains.
some aches and pains, and I took ibuprofen, and
Yeah.
it seemed to be okay. And then 24 hours later, it was like I never even had it.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
So yeah, it wasn't. And my wife had her second one too, and she got some chills and some aches, and
Okay.
within 24 hours, she was back to normal.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Better.
My wife, she the second day after second shot, it put her down all day. She stayed in bed just aching all day.
Oh man.
I don't know. I actually don't know which one she got.
Did you get one yet or no?
I'm getting mine Monday.
Monday, yeah. We're going tomorrow
Where you going to?
to Myers Pharmacy on Minner Avenue.
Okay, mine's at Giant Eagle out in Chagrin.
Hey, Giant Eagle is great. I went there. We both went to Giant Eagle. It's not crowded. They take your appointed time. You're in and out of there in about 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
They said some people said they make you wait 15 minutes or something after it.
Afterwards, yeah, to make sure that you're not woozy or having an allergic reaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the longest part of the visit.
It's the wait to make sure you're good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause the jab is quick. You go in, you sign your papers, and they come out in about 2 minutes, call your name, and take you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Petty had it right then. The waiting is the hardest part.
You're right about that.
Oh, geez.
I have to go all the way I have to go to Ashtabula to get mine on Friday.
No way.
It's the closest
God.
I can find an appointment.
Wow.
We're
Yeah,
ready
one
to
of my
start.
clients has to go to Geneva.
Holy
Okay.
man.
I'm bringing the meeting to order. This meeting has been duly noticed.
Uh-huh.
What's up with that finger?
As duly noticed and will be held in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, specific to recent amendments made in light of the current COVID-19 declared emergency, House Bill 197, amended by House Bill 404. Under the orders of Governor DeWine, the Architectural Review Board will be meeting remotely via electronic means. All right, first order of business is a roll call.
Mr. Milesy,
Here.
Mr. Veerman,
Here?
Dr. Triiner,
Here.
Mr. Lawler,
Here,
Mr. Phillips,
Here,
Mr. Morelli.
Here.
All right, consideration of meeting minutes, February 25th, 2021. Sure everyone has read them. Any comments, changes, or are we good the way they're written?
They look good to me.
good.
I move that we approve them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, first order of business, in-ground pool, Lori Vicarelli, 855 Beach Hill Road, contractor Scott Lang. What we do, I don't know if you've been with us, we're gonna go through it page by page. You can give us an overview as we're going through, and the board will discuss or comment as we go through it. Please state your name for the record and give us a brief summary of the pool.
Scott Lang, Premier Pools and Spas Cleveland. This is an in-ground vinyl liner pool. 18 feet wide, 36 feet long, and it has kick-out steps in the shallow end that extend 4 feet and are 8 feet wide. So far as distance from the house, there's a bay window by their bedroom. It's 13 feet from that, and that's all the closer it is to the house itself. Off the left side property line, it's just over 39 feet away. Off the back property line, it's just almost exactly 32 feet away, and off the right property line, it is just over 48 feet away. If you see next to that bay window, on the left side, there's the equipment pad as pictured. There's a straight shot to the pool. It's not crossing up any utilities, and that's a very kind of efficient distance to operate the pool from. There is 4 feet of perimeter concrete surrounding the pool in all directions. And that is a brief overview of the pool itself. There's a fence pictured. That is the intention for their fence project at large.
Are
Are you handling the fence?
Negative. That is another entity.
Do we know what it's gonna look like, the fence?
Not specifically. Typically, and what I believe probably they will go with, from an economic standpoint, usually people go with a 4 foot tall with a functioning locking gate, black metal fence, something like you might see at Lowe's, Home Depot. Those types of fences is usually what it ends up being.
In your material, it shows kind of like a wood fence, or is that just for a?
It's probably
he's
just
not going to
artistic.
be. He's not going to be installing the fence. So I think we should just put notes in here to make sure the owner has it comes back with the fence, or John approves it, or something to that effect.
Yeah, usually it's the black picket fence, black metal picket fence, with the small pickets. But yeah, they'll have to submit it for approval, so.
Yeah, they'll need to do that separately, and I guess we'll just be reviewing the pool.
Yep. What about any kind of lighting or anything? Is there any lighting going to be mounted on the house to light up the backyard, or what's the deal on night use?
So, that pool does actually have 3 low watt LED color changing nicheless lights. It'll have kind of independent, remote control that can toggle through the different colors. So external lighting on the house won't be necessary for the pool. It'll be internally lit.
Okay. All right. What about the grading of that lot? Is that lot pretty flat, or does it fall off like some of them do over there?
It falls off a little on the right side, on the 48.2 side. So they're working with a landscape architect as well. His name's Sean from Stone Effects. He's involved with the grading, and he's kind of doing their larger landscaping project post the pool to kind of, because there's always a process after we're done building the pool when you step off of the concrete that we've done. The homeowner is going to plant grass or do whatever landscaping they're going to do, and Sean's in charge of that. But we always have haul included in the cost. Any excess dirt that we cannot grade or they simply don't have room for, it'll get hauled off site.
Okay, yeah, because you can't. You're gonna have to maintain that side swale towards the neighbors on either side, so we don't end up with runoff to the sides.
Pools typically don't affect the grade much. Kind of the only area we really intend to disturb is the area that the pool actually is in. Any other elevation on the property, there's not an intention to change.
Okay.
So does the fence need to be part of the overall construction permit for this?
Well, I can't issue a permit without the fence.
Okay,
So I have to have that as part of the packet.
but we can approve these drawings for the pool. It's just.
Yeah, you can, yeah, exactly, but I can't issue them a permit until they bring in the fence.
Okay,
I'll get the Vicarellis on that. I'm sure they have a plan in place for that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And if you want to pass a message that if they want to submit any landscape plans they have going on as well at the same time, that'd be great. Get them in and done.
Can do.
All right, so we have no other really lighting requirements for the pool, correct, John?
Yeah, no, we don't. I always ask the question because sometimes people are gonna put lamp posts around the concrete, or they're gonna put some kind of floodlights on the back of the house. And we have to make sure that they're not gonna be disturbing their neighbors, that they're shielded and whatnot.
Right. Okay. There's no
Check out.
really put down the pool, is there?
Say what?
There's no requirement for a handrail for the pool steps at all?
There's 3 stairs, no.
Okay,
And they're not doing like a slide or anything, right? Or,
Negative.
and so those are like monumental stairs. They're like extra wide, so you don't need a handrail.
okay. All right,
So this is getting a safety rope, or is that just a standard spec?
That's just an artistic rendering. That's where it would be if they have one. I don't believe that they have intentions of having a safety.
Yeah. Well, there's no diving well, right? There's no.
I was gonna say, is this how deep is it?
Yeah.
3.5 feet in the shallow end, 6 feet in the deep end. Yeah, this is not within diving parameters at all.
Okay. All right.
Since there's lights in the pool, do you check for electrical, if there's any leakage current in the pool after it's filled?
Well, I mean, so with typically if there's any leak in the pool, it's not coming from the lights, but the yeah, there's we pressure test the lines for the equipment lines to make sure that those are done correctly, and from a light perspective, those light niches can actually be filled with water. They're meant to be flooded conduit. Like if you were to change those lights, you wouldn't have to drain the pool water. You could literally just pull them out and then run the light back through that. So if you're having leaks, it's not from the lights.
No current.
I'm not talking about
Electric.
water, I'm talking about electrical leakage, not water leakage.
Right.
Oh, sure. Well, yes, absolutely. All this is all absolutely electrical bonded. There's typically county inspections for the electricity. One, they check the water bond. There's always a wire that connects to the water, and it's usually at the pump pad, and then it wires into all of the equipment, and that is electrically grounded. Then there's also before we pour the concrete, there's a pre-deck inspection. There's all the concrete surrounding the pool. There's a wire mesh for stability. That's always electrically grounded as well, and that gets county inspected and passed before we're allowed to pour. So yeah, there's quite a bit of electrical consideration.
So when you're done, what'll happen is we'll have your electrician put a voltmeter on the equipment and make sure that if it's supposed to operate at 117, we're not losing anything, and it's not, at 116 or 115. We'll look for that leakage between the water and the equipment.
No problem.
And
I got one question. What's your finish on the concrete? Is there any coloring, or is it stamped concrete at all? Or?
No color. They're going with a broom, just a broom finish brushed concrete. That it is A, the most economic, and B, because it has a broom finish to it, has a little bit of a texture. That way when you pop out of the pool and you're wet, it doesn't tend to be slippery.
They actually make an electrical leakage tester that measures in microamps if there's any leakage around that pool, and it would set it off. And that's after you fill it. That's kind of like a final inspection.
Right.
I have no other questions.
I'm good.
can I get a motion to approve?
All motion
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Mailsi,
Yes.
Mr. Behrman,
Yes.
Patrick Schreiner,
Yes.
Mr. Lauer,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. And like I said, John's gonna need that fence approval for your permit. All right,
I'll get them on it yesterday. Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you.
thank you. All right, next on the agenda, addition, Andy Lang, 6760 Seneca Road, Luxury Builders. Are they being represented here today?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, state your name for the record, and like we did on the last one, we'll go through it page by page, and board will comment or question as we go through it.
Eric Rutkowski, the owner of Luxury Builders. Can you see me or no?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
part of you.
Heath,
Okay, first Zoom meeting, sorry, don't know where I'm going.
there you go.
All
That's
right.
better.
Okay, so additions, do you want me to go through what we're doing then?
Yes.
Okay, so basically whole house remodel. On the front of the house, strip the existing aluminum siding, the wood siding underneath, Tyvek wrap, all new windows, remove the staircase, the sidewalks, the driveway, rebuild the staircase because the front steps are cracked. Then we're going to use a Cementus, what do we got? Dutch quality dry stack, applied over the brick veneer, and redo the staircase, redo the sidewalk, redo the driveway on the front, and then all new shingles, soffit, fascia, gutters, and then complete remodel on the inside, every room except the front bedroom, relocate the kitchen a little bit, and then the additions on the back, which would be the garage, the dining room, the walkway, and the new master bedroom and bathroom.
Do you have any light fixtures on the front elevation?
There's not in the drawing, but there will be on the existing. There's a light by the entryway and 2 coach lights flanking the garage.
What about shutters? No shutters of any kind on that left side? Those are those bedroom windows?
Correct. Bedroom windows, no shutters.
Do you know what brand window you're going with? Are they vinyl or?
No, it'll be the Pella Lifestyle. So it'll be a white aluminum clad pre-finished wood interior.
Okay. And I have the siding sample here. The trim around the windows and that, I'm assuming it's going to be white in that.
Correct. We're going to use they make a pre-manufactured white vinyl instead of like the AZAC wrap or the aluminum wrapped pine. So we were going to go with that.
Okay.
I can drop off a sample of that before we get underway if you'd like.
No, we just need to ask for the rendering of how, what it's going to look like, the colors scheme.
Okay.
That. Oh, the shingles. Let's see that. It's going to be a Timberline. Okay, looks like. I know you have the one picture. Do you ever know what the actual name of that one is?
They're going to go with the charcoal.
Mhm. Is that going to be a dimensional shingle or is it just free tap?
Yes, sir. Dimensional shingle.
Okay.
They used to give you big samples. Now they give you these tiny little squares.
Are you changing the wall? I see you're changing the, or you're putting dry stack stone veneer over existing brick. Are you changing the water table, or is that going to remain existing?
This
Stone
is the
cap.
Oh, the stone cap on the front edge, like underneath the windows?
Correct.
Yes, no, that's going to be too shallow, and it's actually pitched towards the house. We're going to remove that, get a wider sandstone cap, and then install that new.
Okay, that sounds good.
And the garage doors is on the front of the house. As they're drawn, is that the windows up top on that?
Yes, as it's drawn there is, yes.
And the garage door will be white?
Correct, yes, sir.
The only thing that's really not pictured on here is downspouts, but is there a storm system on there or are those going on the splash box?
We were going to tie those
They're not
into
all
the,
marked.
Okay. They're on the other page, the actual downspouts.
They're showing them
We
on
were
the rear elevation.
Now, I know you're depicting, I just want to let the board know that you're only doing the stacked stone on the front elevation.
Correct.
They show downspouts on page A3.
Yeah, I saw that. That's in the page.
What, so wait, what are we doing at the rear? It says match existing brick, so you're just going brick over brick there?
In the rear of the house, where we add the addition, we're gonna match to the brick that's on the existing part of the house, because a section of it will not be replaced. It'll be the original. So we're gonna tooth in and match that on the addition to, so there'll be a brick, a full brick coursing around the, perimeter of the back of the house to match the existing part.
Good luck.
Carmen, do you have a sample of the stone?
Yeah, I did hold it up. It's.
What section is gonna remain of the existing?
It would be let's see, the west side of the existing garage and the east side of the existing house will be the original grade to plate brick.
West side of the existing garage and the east side of the existing house, you said?
Yes, sir.
So neither of the elevations you're looking at.
Correct. The drawing does not show the existing, it just shows the addition.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we will match what's there, and we submitted samples for that. Bruder stopped by and gave us the match. They weren't able to get the sample to you in time, but we can provide that. We have the name of it, and that was submitted.
Why is the brick line of the west elevation not matching the east elevation?
Because of the grade of the site.
Is that the brick at the bottom there that we're seeing, or is that a walk on the west elevation?
It's a footer, probably.
Correct, yes. The grade is pretty much right below the siding line of the house, because in the rear elevation, the lot slopes from
So,
west to east.
We have some photos here of the existing. What side of the house are the photos with the trash cans in it? If we go to the other, yeah, there we go.
Yes, that's the front north elevation. So that trash can is in the corner where the setback of the garage is.
Mm-hmm. And all that brick is coming off, right? What are you doing on the corners? Are you turning the corners?
So that we have to dig the foundation to waterproof the front of the house, remove the sidewalk, and then apply the veneer onto that with a new sandstone cap. It'll wrap to that corner.
Okay.
And then at that corner, it switches back down to vinyl with just a little bit showing at the bottom. Well, actually by the garage, it runs all the way to grade, pretty much. The siding does.
What about the left side? Is the stone gonna just stop at the corner, or are you gonna make a return?
There's a small return because there's a brick, the brick front face kicks out about 2 inches. So we're gonna return it around the thickness of the brick and back into the house.
Okay.
And then it steps down, like I said, to that east elevation that is not in this drawing.
I think there's a discrepancy between the side elevations and the rear elevation,
Yeah.
when you have the amount of foundation or brick exposed. So if you look at this west elevation, you show the siding going all the way down to grade almost. And then the east elevation, it's going down within, let's say, 2 feet. If you go to the rear elevation and look at it, you'll see that it's all the way down at 2 feet.
That's the one side's the garage, and the other side.
Okay, got it. Okay, now that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, so like you said, in the rear of the house, we're pretty much at grade where the new garage addition will be and where the existing west elevation is, and the grade slopes away. So that's why we're getting more exposure on the east side of the new addition and on the existing.
So the garage we're looking at, is that the addition?
On the rear elevation, they're extending the garage out 16 feet. in the rear. I'm sorry.
So is that existing light, I'm sorry, light, is that existing window at the front by the garage also disappearing, it looks like? The basement window?
On the front elevation?
That's correct. There's one existing in the photo, if I have myself oriented correctly, behind those trash cans, and it does not appear to be existing on the floor plan. I'm wondering if you're planning to cover that up with the new stuff.
No, there's no window in that little return where the trash can is.
There's something, or something behind
That's the
it.
coach light by the garage.
No, under, behind the can, looks like something. Go down, what the heck
Oh,
is it?
there, yes. Yeah, no, we will replace that with new.
Okay,
It looks like there was some water problems in the front of the house. Is that all kind of mold on there or what?
Correct. The sidewalk sank and is pitched in again towards the house. So again, all the sidewalk is going to get removed. And then we're going to excavate, waterproof, new footer tile, new drain tile, and then gravel fill with a cap, and then rework the sidewalk to get the grade set up correctly.
you might want to get the sidewalk away from the building wall at some point. Do something else, little landscape area and then a sidewalk.
That's what the homeowners had mentioned. So the last meeting we had was talk of turning the staircase, and like you said, putting a planting bed or something there, so we don't have that issue right next to the house.
Right.
So if they choose to do that, we can give a rendering of that, of course.
Right.
Now, you plan on leaving the chimney, that red brick, or you plan to put the stacked stone on the chimney also?
As current, it was to leave as existing.
Does the chimney brick match the face brick that's up there now, in there now?
Correct.
It's gonna kind of look a little weird, isn't it, if you got this orange brick on the roof and not in the front when you're driving by?
It may, yes. So some of these things are budgetary concerns, but if it's an issue, we can address that. That's no big deal.
Understood. Yeah.
Do we want that noted that that'll be changed to the stacked stone up there?
Well, you guys are the voting members, but I'm thinking that's gonna look goofy if you leave that brick chimney the way it is and put this new stone on the front and all this new siding, the windows, and it's like, but we left the old chimney untouched.
That's why I brought it up. I think at least the chimney should be.
It should match the stone on the front.
Okay.
Carmen, do you have a picture that shows that?
Picture of what?
The chimney.
It shows the chimney.
Jeff just walked out. I don't know if he's got that picture. Jeff? Oh, okay.
Picture
Just
the chimney.
elevation front chimney. No picture. We have a picture of the front.
picture.
No?
No, there's no physical picture of the house, I don't think, showing that.
Yeah, I think the chimney should be done in the same material that's on the front of the house.
Okay. I concur, and I think, like you said, when we redo it, we'll make a new cap so that it overhangs the stone, so we don't have any issues with water infiltration there.
I will note that.
Did you say, I can't recall, I'm sorry, is the front door being replaced or is that remaining existing?
It's being replaced, sir.
Do you have a color of the siding? I didn't see.
Yeah, I had that. It's kind of a greenish gray. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Does it have a name? They put a name on it?
Flint was the color that the customer, the homeowner chose. Flint.
Okay. Are you insulating underneath that with any kind of insul board?
Well, we were gonna go all the way down to the sheeting on the house, and so
Yeah. Yeah,
we could either add, but we are going to re-insulate the whole interior of the house plus the ceiling. So,
so you're stripping all the drywall out of the inside of the house to the studs?
yeah, except for I think the front two rooms, there's only two rooms that we're gonna leave untouched pretty much.
Okay.
The
That would
windows,
be-
I know you said you were replacing them all. Are they going to be vinyl or wood replacements?
The windows, sir?
Yeah,
They're the Pella Lifestyle, so it's what used to be Proline, so it's a wood window, aluminum clad, wood interior.
when you say aluminum clad, that's the trim.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the factory, yes, it's a factory installed aluminum on the window itself.
So the frames are aluminum. The frame is aluminum clad?
Yeah, the exterior frame is aluminum, and like I said, then the sash is a wood sash with an aluminum cladding on the exterior.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's obvious this is a substantial investment, and I'm
Yeah.
just curious if you discussed with the owner adding any type of canopy or covering over the front door porch area that would, to me, it would just seem to elevate the house, to just a better design in proportion to the amount of money that you're spending on this. You still have kind of a plain,
Front, yeah.
I'll call it a modest, view from the street that doesn't really match the entire project when you're finished. And, having some kind of covering over the front door, if it was a, reverse gable facing the street or something else. Did you look at anything like that?
We didn't discuss that just based on the scope of work they want to cover and the budget they're trying to stay in, so that they're not overreaching for what the house is and what their intentions are.
If you had to guess, what's the value gonna be when you're done? If you had to guess.
I'm not so familiar with that area. I would say probably in the 350 range.
Okay. How big's the house? About 2,300 or so?
Yeah, it's like 11 plus 9. So yeah, we're over 2.
Okay. On which street was it again? I forget.
Seneca.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's gonna be a substantial improvement. It'll definitely show up on that street.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, like you say, we're trying to stay within their budget, but obviously we're doing a lot with the driveway replacement and the patios and basically giving him a, brand new house, all new electrical service and, upgrading everything. So.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that would keep me from approving it, but just as a comment, I think it's a missed opportunity to not accentuate the front entrance a little in some way with some kind of design element.
You thinking like a canopy or something over the front porch over the square?
Yeah, imagine a new house that we would look at it and review today. It would have, various roof elements.
First gable on it, probably going back with the post.
Yeah, it would have something, yeah. It would be protected from weather for sure, in some manner.
It would certainly add to the curb appeal of the house.
Eric, do you want to run that by them and ask them if they would be opposed to doing something with the, a reverse gable over that porch? With
Okay.
Some columns or something?
So what we can do is I will discuss that with them and then maybe we'll submit with the stairs out the front changed and a little plan showing the sidewalk away from the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can give them an option to price that, like you said, with a reverse gable covering with a light and then a soffit area and 2 columns there with a, can figure that.
Even.
And if you
even-
change the sidewalk, with the landscape area between the building and the sidewalk, that may in fact change the entrance to the front porch where the stairs may face the street versus the side.
Correct,
Right,
sir.
and then you could just do some landscape pavers too. I'd say you could pick up your savings and repouring that sidewalk. And then take those savings, take them to this canopy.
The other thing is that the way the entrance sits right now, it kind of dates that property. And I think what we're discussing here would bring it more to a contemporary look without those railings going up off to the side, but maybe come in from the front. It'd be more of a grand entrance look to the place rather than coming off on the sidewalk to the side there.
Yeah, the front is kind of flat.
But I
There's-
think that's exactly what Eric was getting at, is if they do go with a canopy approach, I think he was saying they would probably take the steps straight. Is that right, Eric?
Yes, sir.
You could probably even do a little curved sidewalk going into the driveway too. I don't know, the possibility.
Correct, but like you say, there's a couple things. If we focus on redoing the front where the stairs face the street with nice wide sandstone steps, we could save some money that would hopefully cover the reverse gable cost if we didn't pour that sidewalk and actually made it in pavers. That might recoup some of that and make it a better project for everybody.
Sure. Because it's going to look like a new house. You don't want to reproduce, the 1980s look if you can help it.
No, sounds good.
So I want to jump back to the cladding on these windows real quick. I don't know if we got a color on it for one, and for two, is it going to match the trim at the garage?
Well, we were talking that I discussed that it's going to be white, and he's using a wide part of the vinyl siding to make the
All right, so
trim.
the garage should be easy to match. Okay, sorry.
And the gutters are going to be white, I guess, on a white background.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the shingle, did we see the shingle color yet?
Yeah, I mean, you really can't tell by the squares, but it's more of a charcoal gray, darker.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
That goes with the flint siding, and then you have white trim, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
And then, like you said, I think you said the doors, garage doors and doors are all gonna be white,
Yes, sir.
all doors.
Mhm. Are you gonna is the door gonna get lost with the color of the sandstone?
the sandstone
Door?
gray.
The front door, the sandstone looked really well, maybe it's because of the computer, but it looked kind of like a beige almost.
Yeah, well, it's
Not very dark.
gray. I mean, this is the light gray, and this is a dark gray. It's not a tan.
Okay, so if you have a white door on top of that, you think it's gonna show up or somewhat?
White.
Pop out a little
Like
bit.
the front door, the white front door?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all
Well,
right,
it's surrounded by a dark gray or charcoal
Yeah,
gray
it's darker.
siding.
okay. Yeah, it's hard, I'm trying to imagine what the front's gonna look like when it's all colored up.
Yeah, I think between the stone and the shingles, it'll really highlight the center.
Okay. All righty.
All right, so we're just suggesting the reverse gable on the front porch, and if that does change, I am all for that. If they do discuss that with you, John,
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you if you want to see, if you want to have one more look at this before it goes out for bid.
are we able to make that recommendation, or are we able to?
Well, I think at this point, there's been several ideas that were thrown out to the contractor that has to discuss them with the homeowner and see what the homeowner's wishes are. And if the homeowner's in agreement and says, yeah, that's a great idea, let's go ahead and do it, then it might be a good idea to relook at least the front elevation quickly at some point.
Okay. I don't know who drew
Because
that.
if you do this reverse gable, you're gonna end up with some kind of some kind of support system, which I'm guessing are gonna be some kind of built-up columns.
It would just be two
Eric, what-
columns on either side of the steps.
Yeah, 6x6 boxed out, or what are they gonna be?
Eric, what's their timeline on construction? Do you have a schedule?
As soon as possible, like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you're gonna be demoing for a while.
Yeah, I mean, they're anticipating starting early April.
Yeah, and your demo schedule's gonna be what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly on the interior, and then we have all the exterior.
Right,
We have the dig and the footer, waterproofing and the foundation dig. So,
Right,
I mean, we have,
so do you,
so
do you,
hearing that, I think we might want to table it and letting you know that most of what we've seen and talked about here is going to be good. So it shouldn't be holding you up on procurement, but that maybe we want to table this until you have that discussion with the owner. We can see you back in 2 weeks.
I have one comment, not that it affects our decision-making, but on their master suite. Now, this property overlooks kind of a wooded area in the back. And if you look at the way they had designed their master suite, they got the bathroom against the back stairs. So when when they're in their bedroom and they're looking out, they're looking at the bathroom and the closet, basically. And so this would affect the back elevation. I don't know whether they want to consider it or not, but it'd be nice if they had a walk out of that bedroom onto where that little window is, so that in the future, if they wanted to add like a deck or a private area, sitting area, they could, rather than, like I say, just be looking at a bathroom. But, that would be up to them. That's not up to us. That's the homeowner's decision.
yeah.
But if you're going to be going back and, you might ask them about that if that's something they'd consider. And if they want to know what they got, that's okay too for us. Are you with me what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yes, sir, writing it down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now Eric, you didn't do the design, so they hired an architect to design this?
Correct, sir. That deck's prep.
Okay. Yeah, so these are some ideas you could throw at them and see, they might think that's a good idea. Say, yeah, can we move things around, and that would be fine.
Okay, the homeowner was texting me, yeah, the breezeway is kind of their sitting area off the master suite.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then there would be a deck out there, so that's kind of, I think they set that up that way so that there is a little separation between the neighbors. So that they
Okay.
can kind of sit in the middle of their property instead of like out on the edge where the master suite would be.
Okay,
Okay.
so they have some cover, basically.
Correct, and a little separation because they do have more room on the east side than on the west side as far as the property line goes. But I
Yeah.
think that's why is that the private area would be in that kind of breezeway.
Yeah.
That's not the built out section.
Like an alcove, right? Like a little alcove.
Yes,
area.
sir. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they were planning on using as like their
Yeah.
entertainment space or.
Okay, that
private
that
space.
makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, so we want to table this for a redrawing on the front? Or,
I think, yeah, we maybe want to table it for that discussion, and then if, pending what the owner's decision is, we'll see you back in 2 weeks, and yay or nay.
And if the drawings
Sound
are
good.
revised, I think we should include the downspouts and the light fixtures.
yes,
Right, every door. And then also for the chimney, redo that.
Yeah.
I made the note on the print, but I see that we're getting a little bit more than just notes on the print, so.
Mhm.
We will table it for our next meeting, and
Good
then
motion to table.
approve it for the front elevation of a porch and that.
I'll second the motion to table.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Hey, Eric, before you
Yes,
go,
sir.
are you related to John Rakowski?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just curious.
Why, does he owe you money?
Oh, there I am.
He's my insurance agent.
Oh.
Right, on that note, I'd like to motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Hey, good.
All right.
We all set then for now?
Yes.
Thank you,
Alrighty, so like
everybody.
I said, we'll discuss this with the homeowner, see if they want to do the revision, give you, like you said, the updates on the drawings, and then resubmit
Yep.
or revisit this in
Sounds
2
good.
weeks.
Yeah, we'll revisit this in 2 weeks and look at the changes if there are any, if they're in agreement with them.
Okay, sounds like a plan. We can, I mean, we can progress with the pricing, and we just need these minor details figured out and we should be okay.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
need to start like the waterproofing and whatnot, we can issue a waterproofing permit. You can get going on that. You know, you'll be spending days on that anyways.
Oh yeah, there's plenty to do.
Yeah, okay. We'll make sure that you're working.
All right, sir.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.